Mm-hmm.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship Your holy. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing Your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. You're rich in love and You're slow to anger. Your name is great and Your heart is kind. For all Your goodness I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship Your holy name.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here in the sight of God, the face of this company, to join together this man and this woman. In holy matrimony, the Apostle Paul said it's an honorable thing. Therefore, it's not to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly, but reverently and soberly in the presence and in the fear of God. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother, I do. I'll have a seat. What brings us here today?
ask the musical question, what is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. Does not envy. Does not boast. Is not proud. Is not rude. Is not self-seeking. Is not easily angered. Keeps no records of wrong. Love does not delight in evil. Rejoices in the truth. It always protects. Always trusts. Always hopes. Always perseveres. Love never fails. Julia has something she wants to share with everybody. So, not everybody has a woman so special. So I'm going to tell the story first. I've told this story several times in the last few days, and I think all you guys need to hear it too, even before you hear this other story. 22 years ago, about 5 in the morning, this little head laid on this chest, and I looked at my wife, and I said, I've fallen in love. And so today, I give that woman away. And just like Steve said, I don't do it lightly. And I know who you are, and I'm happy to give her to you. Here's her side of the story.
I'm a writer, so I always have to do something. Decades ago, women were creatures of mystery, elegant, refined, and graceful. They were dignified pillars of both strength and love. Now, in our modern culture, only the loud and rebellious women are glorified. To be beautiful, you must deny the most important part of yourself, your gift of virginity. Written on the front of this band are the words, "True love waits." 10 years ago with this ring, I made a promise to God that I would keep my purity for my husband. I made this vow because I had you on my mind. My future spouse, the one my soul loves. I wanted to give this precious gift to you. 5 years later, when I was a young teenager, I was crying myself to sleep because I was alone. That loneliness drove my desire for purity deeper into my soul. I wanted to give you everything I had, but it was so hard not to long for companionship. So I went a step further to ensure my gift would be kept safe. I decided to save my very first kiss for you as well. Even people in my church said I was crazy for doing such a thing. How on earth could you keep from kissing? Most men won't agree to that, they said. But to me, my love for you outweighed the naysayers' words. I wanted to ensure that I would give you everything, untouched and unstained. Now, fast forward again to 2016. Almost exactly 3 years ago this very day, I wandered into my new job completely terrified. Then you came along. You were one of the most dedicated workers there, but you were also compassionate and kind. Sometimes when I had a rough day, you would do silly stunts to make me laugh, like putting a basket on your head and dancing around in the warehouse. Or putting me on the back of a pallet jack and driving me around the store. Or standing on top of a pallet of corn and pretending to be the king of Aldi's. You made my job the greatest in the world, and you quickly became my best friend. I couldn't wait to go to work with you. At the time, there were so many people out sick that we both got lots and lots of overtime and saw each other nearly every day. I started texting you every night until 1 or 2 in the morning. But then one day, a simple act of kindness changed everything. You were having a bad day and were very quiet at work, which is unusual, by the way. It was the end of my shift, and someone had upset me deeply. As I was clocking out to leave, you walked in. I started talking to you and then immediately burst into tears. You lovingly reached out and pulled me into a hug. I could hear your heart beating as I rested my ear against your chest. I cried into your uniform, but instead of complaining, you rubbed my back and told me it was going to be okay. You then placed your hands on my shoulders and told me to keep my chin up. It was in that moment I fell in love with you. I saw the concern in your eyes that even on your worst day, you still cared about me more than you cared about yourself. You placed me above all else, even if it meant getting behind on your work and getting in trouble with your peers. It took a lot of hard work and many sleepless nights, but we were finally able to get you a new job. I nearly shouted in glee when an offer came up. We planned for you to finish out your last 2 weeks and then start your new job right away. I waited outside of work to pick you up from your last shift so I could take you out on our very first date. We dubbed that day Freedom Day. It has been over a year now since Freedom Day, and I can tell you these have been the best days of my life. We've been to concerts, auctions, fairs, church events, weddings, and hundreds of other places. But to me, my favorite thing to do after a long day at work is putting on my comfy clothes, popping in a movie, and cuddling up to you for an afternoon. You are my home, my joy, my life, and my most beloved thing in this whole wide world. Now, somehow, the same people who told me I couldn't remain pure told me you were too old for me.
I don't know if you knew that.
To them, I would say this. I would rather spend the best 20 years of my life in love with my soulmate than 80 with anybody else. So to you, David Benjamin Dittmeyer, I give you this ring and my first kiss. It is a symbol of my undying love and devotion for you and my Creator. I will always be honored to be your wife, little helper, and best friend. And even though you're not my boss anymore, I will always be happy to follow you into whatever adventure you have planned. My heart is yours now and forever.
Hey, do you take Julia to be your lawfully wedded wife, to live in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love her and honor her, cherish her from this day forward, forsaking all others, keeping only unto her, as long as you both shall live? Julia, do you take Dave to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love him, honor him, cherish him from this day forward, forsaking all others, keeping only unto him, as long as you both shall live?
Traces of I know it. I know it so well. Waking in the storm.
In the middle, yes, under the top.
Feel you with me. Can I go here? Restless,
They want this.
restless love goes. I cannot defend. Something hard is waiting. Find my life ahead. I don't know where, but I'm starting on my way. Will you meet me? Will you meet me there? It echoes in the night like a melody is haunting me, but then I meet your eyes with the fire of a rising sun, and I'm standing on the edge. Take me over, see how fast this life can change. Take me further, lead me further, and I am standing on the edge. Take me over, see how fast this life can change. Take me further, lead me further.
Still on this? Repeat after me. I, Dave, take thee, Julia, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Julia, repeat after me. I, Julia,
Julia,
take thee, Dave,
take thee, Dave,
to be my wedded husband,
my wedded husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
sickness and in health,
sickness and in health,
love and to cherish,
love and to cherish,
till death do us part.
and death do us part.
And we have some rings. This ring. Mighty ring.
With this ring, I do wed. Is not coming home.
Who God has joined together, let no man. Stare at each other. Because this kiss has lasted a long time. And you remember the old commercial with the Heinz ketchup? And 'tis okay. It's making me wait. I don't know how many people could wait as long as she has. And she goes to a different drummer. She swims in the opposite of all the other fish. And I want to read you a scripture. I want to read both of you. All of you a scripture. And it tells what both of these guys are supposed to do. What both, when a man and a wife get together and get married, this is what they're supposed to do for each other. In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31. However, each one of you must love his wife as he loves himself. His job is to love. The man's job is to love. And the wife must respect her husband. Just like Julia said a little bit ago, the world has changed. And the world is changing and will continue to change. But as Christians, we have a way to go that God tells us to go. And he says, for you to love her and you to respect him. And it's what, all you folks out there, if you don't know this, that's what each of you run on. The woman runs on love. She needs to be loved. She needs to be shown that love. And the man, if he's not respected, he does all kinds of other stuff. Because he runs on that respect. And just before that, it says for Dave to love Julia as Christ loved the church. The man is to give himself completely for the wife, as Christ gave himself completely for the church. Because there's sometimes things we can't do on our own, and we need help. And he's your help, and she's your help. And just like the verse we said, that love never fails. As long as you continue to feed that love, and you giving her the love that she needs, and you giving him the respect he needs, that love will continue to flow. For as much as
Dave and Julia have consented together in holy wedlock and have witnessed the same before God and for all this company, and have declared the same in the giving of rings. And now, pronounce you husband and wife.
You may kiss the bride. Get in the picture, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Dave Dittmeyer.